where were we?
We were going to talk about you being a droid in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, amazing. Because that was what was offered to me. Yeah, so John said, do you want to be this droid? And I went, yeah. I don't really question things like that. If someone wants me to do something, I just pretty much do them.
But you wouldn't let me just be a Mandalorian? Like, I want to be, you know.
Yeah, but then it's just like a helmet, you know, and you wouldn't see this, the moneymaker. And then I realised, oh yeah, with the droid, you're not seeing this either. Yeah, so but it's a cool character though. I love the idea of this droid and the droid has actually got an amazing arc throughout the series, and I'm not going into that because I'll get in trouble. But it's an interesting character. He becomes a very lovable character, like a popular character.
So the arc is maybe more with the personality of this droid, because I want you to tell me a little bit more about who the droid is, maybe when we first start out.
Okay, well the droid's name is IG-11. A lot of people presumed it was IG-88 because he looks very much the same. IG-11, actually. And I did not know the difference, I'll be very honest with you. I didn't know the difference between any of these things. But he's a bounty hunter droid, so he goes off and he collects his bounties, and he's very good at it. He's a sharpshooter, and he's very efficient. He, all the things that you'd expect from a droid. Like he's like a Terminator.
Yeah.
But doesn't look he looks a bit more wonky looking and tall and lanky.
Less Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. How did joining this Star Wars world differ from what you're already doing with Marvel, or did it just kind of play into it altogether?
It felt very similar because John is also in both families, and under the Disney umbrella, everyone's within the same family, and you just sort of hang out with the same people all the time. But for me, it was a very special thing to be part of this because of the, I think the history of the properties and growing up with that stuff, and seeing, going on set and seeing stormtroopers, for instance, and freaking out, like, what? I'm shooting with stormtroopers? So that, all those things, that, like, I loved comics growing up, and I had like a degree of that when I was doing Thor, but not quite to the level of doing Mandalorian.
And then, of course, you're beginning work on Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Why did you want to specifically have a lady Thor? Because we actually saw a lot of great female characters announced today. But why was that one of the ones that you wanted to make sure was in the MCU?
Well, there's a really great comic run that the Mighty Thor comic run, which I've always loved, and this thing about Marvel is like they will always keep you guessing, and always when you think you got them pegged, they'll switch tack, and then they'll just keep people surprised, and I think that's what it always.
Oh no! We've had a murder on the carpet.
He lives.
Well, I did have one more question about that, because you're getting Natalie back, and I asked Kat Dennings just a second ago if you had approached her about it, but what did you say?
She's just down there.
She said she met you for the first time today.
Yeah.
So you have
I got some. Yeah, okay. Great.
What was the pitch to Natalie?
Do you want to be in the movies? Do you want to be an actor? Well, I mean, I don't know. I just said to her, are you interested in coming back to this thing but doing something really different? Because I don't think, no one wants to keep repeating themselves, and no one wants to play the same characters all the time. And I think for her, just coming back, reprising that character, but in this whole fresh new way, is really what I think would interest anyone. And so, because especially if you're like in most of these films, if you're not a superhero, or if you're not one of those, do you really want to keep doing that? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. I would want to come back and change things up.
Well, it's fair to say you never repeat yourself. Even we, of course, have Jojo Rabbit coming as well.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Maybe can't talk about that here. That's fine.
I mean, it's just every time I do something, I want to make sure that's very different and challenging for me and keeps my job interesting.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good to see you.